I remember looking up the fire map and seeing, like, J. Conway, that's my street, like, in the corner, and my first thought was, oh my god, I'm not gonna get to audition today, am I? The next morning, I think my dad went back to the Palisades with my uncle, who's a retired fire chief, so that was kind of a leg up. He called my mom that day. He said, like, in my long career as a fire chief, I've had to do this so many times, but never in such a way that's felt so personal. And he told us our house was gone, and my mom told me, so I didn't really do anything that evening. Obviously no homework was going on.
I remember by the time I was in the library, it was really empty, and like usually the library closes at 6, but at 5 o'clock it was entirely empty, and I remember being a little confused, but I think I was prioritizing my math test the next day, and then the librarians came over and they're like, hey Ivy, like, is your family okay? And I was like, what do you mean, are they okay? I'm home alone. And then they're like, oh, there are a lot of fires in the Palisades right now, and I was kind of thrown into this like state of panic because I didn't really know what to do, and I got in an Uber and I got home. I remember I spent the whole day like FaceTiming my family to see what we had to bring, my documents, like my mom's documents, my dad's, my entire family's. And then, yeah, I basically prepared to leave.
I'm a student at El Segundo High School, and my dad works at Palisades High School. He went on Zoom after the fires happened, and that was the biggest thing that impacted him. He hated going on Zoom during COVID, and just seeing him have to do that again, because he thought, you know, he was in the clear after the pandemic, he would never have to do that again. So him having to go back on Zoom and teach his kids in that way, which he doesn't like, he wants to be in person with them, was a struggle. But also seeing him like stress over his students, he always had his laptop open. He had like a list of his kids who were affected or where their houses were and how they're impacted. But so seeing him stress out over that for a good month or two was made me pretty anxious. You know, seeing how he reacted to that situation, how he cared about his kids. So
we have a literary magazine, and I'm the assistant editor-in-chief, or I was last year. And then I saw a lot of people just like start to write more about their feelings about the fire and also make art related to the fire. There was one person who wrote about how a lot of people were like, oh, it's just stuff, right? Like that is just stuff that you lost. But to them, it was like, it's the stuff that holds the memories and that it's very important to them, and it's not just stuff, and it actually mattered to them, and they were very sad about losing a lot of things, yeah.